Across the African continent, billions of dollars of roads, rails, and power grids are being built, not just within nations, but between them. From Addis Ababa to Lagos, from Nairobi to Maputo, a new era of linked infrastructure is emerging. And behind it, a bold idea, a vision of a United States of Africa. For decades, the idea of a political and economic union of all African states was little more than a dream. But today, the pieces are moving. Big megaprojects, continental trade agreements, and cross-border energy deals point to something much larger at work. On the ground, this means factories powered by shared grids, ports serving multiple countries, rail lines carrying cargo across borders. If this works, the map of Africa could change forever. The starting point is the vision of the African Union (AU) and its Agenda 2063, an integrated, prosperous, and peaceful Africa driven by its own citizens. It speaks of one currency, free movement of people, and a single continental market. But vision without infrastructure is just words. That's why this story is about the built world, as much as politics. Take power. In January 2025, the Islamic Development Bank and the Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank pledged more than $6 billion to electrification of Africa, part of the initiative dubbed Mission 300, which aims to bring power to 300 million Africans in the next 6 years. Or consider megadams. In September 2025, Ethiopia inaugurated the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, GERD, a $5 billion facility capable of generating 5,000 plus MW. It is already doubling Ethiopia's generation capacity and is seen by its government as key to its regional export ambitions. And in Mozambique, the Mfanda Dam, a $6 billion project, set to deliver 1,500 megawatts by 2031 and dramatically boost electricity access across southern Africa. These aren't isolated national builds. They signal the forming of continent-wide grids and energy trade, the physical joints of the dream. Infrastructure alone is not enough. Integration demands trade corridors, linked economies, and border-crossing mobility. Take the megaproject pipelines and corridors. The East African region is building the Tanzania-Burundi Standard Gauge Railway, a 367 kilometers rail link connecting Tanzania's network with Burundi, strengthening regional logistics in a way that transcends national boundaries. On another front, in 2025, Egypt's state contractor Arab Contractors Company signed a sweeping protocol with China's China State Construction Engineering Corporation, CSC, aimed at delivering transformative projects across Africa, signaling that Egypt sees itself as a gateway for infrastructure into the continent. These developments support the broader aim of the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA, a single market intended for 1.3 billion people. The logic is clear: build the infrastructure, enable the trade, create the union. Let's zoom in on two big examples to show how this plays out in real life. Case A, Ethiopia's GERD. Beyond national pride, the dam is part of Ethiopia's ambition to become a power exporter to its neighbors. Kenya, South Sudan, and Somalia have all expressed interest in importing electricity. Yet this project also highlights the political fragility of integration. Egypt remains a vocal opponent, warning that Nile flows and water security are at risk. Case B, Mozambique's Mfanda Dam. This project aims not just to electrify Mozambique, which has only 60% of its population with power access as of 2024, but to feed neighboring countries and catalyze industrial corridors in southern Africa. It is part of the broader game of linking infrastructure across borders. These are the kinds of builds that don't just serve one country. They serve regions. They serve the continent. Why now? Several factors converge. African governments are under pressure to deliver development. International finance institutions are increasingly ready to fund cross-border projects. Emerging markets, China, UAE, etc., see Africa as a long-term growth frontier. Tanzania announced a push for $9 billion in PPP, public-private partnership, deals for mega-projects across transport, energy, and other sectors. Partnerships like Egypt-China show how global building builders are being drafted into the African infrastructure race. The timing, scale, and ambition are all growing. So here's the core. Does all this equal a real United States of Africa? Or simply many big projects? On the plus side, the physical tools are being built. The trade/market frameworks are in motion. Political rhetoric is aligning with infrastructure strategy. On the other hand, national sovereignty still dominates. Many states are reluctant to cede power. Infrastructure gaps remain huge. For example, financing challenges, and many rural areas still lack basic access to electricity or roads. Integration still takes time. A railway line built today might not see full cross-border cargo flows for years. This means we may not see a fully fledged superstate tomorrow, but we are seeing something else. A networked Africa, many countries linked by shared infrastructure, trade, and ambition. The dream is evolving into phase 1. What does this mean in tangible terms? Imagine new African megacities built as connecting hubs, not just national capitals. Imagine rural regions linked to ports and rail, generating jobs in once isolated areas. Visual for viewers. A transport corridor filled with container trains moving from Africa's interior to coastal export hubs, powered by a shared grid. For people, electricity in villages, jobs in industrial zones, faster travel between cities, cross-border business. For investors and viewers, the story isn't just country builds bridge, it's continent builds connection. Example for your next video. Follow the story of the Mfandagwa Dam's ripple effect. How a barber in a village now uses a hairdryer, how a pharmacy stores medicines, how transport increases. Or track the standard gauge railway project between Tanzania and Burundi, a rail line that will reshape landlocked economies. In the next decade, expect 3 key shifts. 1. More continental linkages, energy grids, railways, ports crossing traditional borders. 2. Cities as nodes of integration, African new city builds designed not just for one country, but for regional use. 3. From national champion to regional player, countries will begin to think beyond their borders, forming partnerships for infrastructure and market access. Will this culminate in a full-blown United States of Africa? Perhaps. What is certain, the infrastructure of the dream is being laid now. And in that sense, the dream is finally starting to happen. Here's the final line. When the map of Africa is drawn by transmission lines, container volumes, and cross-border highways more than by colonial borders, that's when the United States of Africa stops being a phrase and starts being a reality. If you liked this breakdown and want to go deeper, I've got 2 videos coming up: Africa's Smart Cities Rising 2030 and Inside the Rail Revolution of East Africa. Subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next one.